Yes friends, everyone will be having this thing in your mind. So what is this pairs of linear equation in two variables? So what do you mean by two variables? Means here you will be having two unknowns which you need to be finding out. Okay. The thing is here, the general equation for this linear equation with the two variables, we can write like this: ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So here a, b and c are coefficients and they are nothing but the constants here, and x and y are nothing but the variables which we need to find, right, along with that. So when we consider a set of equations, so what happens means our general equation will be like this: a1x plus b1y plus c1 is equal to 0, a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0. So here a1, b1, c1, a2, b2, c2 are nothing but the coefficients, right. So what happens means, think here, without using or without solving the pairs of linear equations, what we will be doing is here using this ratios of this coefficient, we find which type of solutions the linear equations will be having. Sir, how do we get to know about the solutions without solving the sum? The thing is here, as I told you, just comparing the ratios of the coefficients, we can easily say which kind of solutions the linear equations will be having, right. For example, so here we are having three categories. So if you are having the ratios as a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, so which type of solutions you get means you will be getting the unique solution. So if the ratios are a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, you will be getting a unique solution for this space of linear equation. And along with that, if you plot a graph for this equation, you will get a intersecting lines. Similarly, if your ratios are a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. So you get the infinitely many solutions, and when you plot the graph for this, you will get the coinciding lines. Similarly, if your ratios are a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is not equal to c1 by c2, so this kind of linear equation does not have any solution. Okay. So what type of solution you get means you will be not having any solution, no solution there. And when you plot the graph for this, you get a parallel lines for this particular things. Okay. So this is how, with the help of the ratios of the coefficients, we will be getting to know about what kind of solutions the linear equations will be having. As friends, we shall move on to graphically represent the pairs of linear equation. As we have already discussed, we will be having three kind of graphs here, that is we will be getting three kind of graph while solving the pairs of linear equation, that is parallel line, coinciding lines and intersecting lines. So here our first question goes like this. Okay, our question is like this, that is we will be having two equations here. Which are the two equations means, okay, x minus 2y is equal to 1, and our second equation is 2x plus y is equal to 7. So what we need to do here means, first we shall consider one equation and we shall find the values of y by giving different values of x. So what we do here is, we shall take this equation x minus 2y is equal to 1 and we shall find the y value, okay, by shifting the x to the right hand side. So what we get here is y is equal to x minus 1 by 2. So this is a value which we get, y is equal to x minus 1 by 2. Now we shall give different values of x and we shall take the values of y here. So if the values, if I take here x values, so we get the y values here. So if I take here x value as 1, okay, y value we get it as 0, and if I take x value as 3, y value I will get it as 1, and if I take x value is equal to minus 1, and I will get y value is also equal to minus 1. Now, similarly, we shall construct another table for another equation also. What was our second equation? Our second equation was like this: 2x plus y is equal to 7. So, first we shall find the equation for y, that is nothing but y is equal to 7 minus 2x. Okay. Similarly, what you can do here means you can take different values of this x and y. Okay. When we take the difference value of this x and y, we get the second table also. So, now what we can do here is we can plot the graph of this particular given equation. So, our graph goes like this. Okay. So, this is our x axis and this will be our y axis. For this x axis and y axis, if I consider here what the equation you can find there. So, if I draw the graph for this given equation, I will get the intersecting lines. So, yes friends, here we are moving ahead with our algebraic methods. So, algebraic method is to solve the sums, okay, or to get the unknown values of x and y. Okay. So, as we discussed, we are having three types of algebraic method, that is the substitution method, elimination method, and cross multiplication method. Okay. So, first we shall move ahead with what we call it as substitution method. To solve the sums on the substitution method, here we are having our first question like this. So, here our first question is like x plus y is equal to 5, that is our first equation, and second equation is like x minus y is equal to 2. So, here our equation is x plus y is equal to 5 and x minus y is equal to 2. So, in this substitution method means what you need to do here is you should consider any one of the equation, either among these two equations, either any one of the equation you have to consider, whether x plus y is equal to 5 or x minus y is equal to 2. So, what we do here means we shall consider the equation called as x plus y is equal to 5. So, here we shall find the y value. So, we shall send this x to the right hand side. So, what our equation becomes? Our equation becomes y is equal to 5 minus x. What the y value have got, substitute the same y value in the another equation. Whatever the equation you have choose, from that find the y value, and what the y value you have got, substitute in the another equation. Okay. When you substitute in the another equation, so that is but our second equation is x minus y is equal to 2. In the previous here case, we got y is equal to 5 minus x. The same thing I will substitute here. So, I will get here x minus of within the bracket 5 minus x is equal to 2. So, I will get x value as 7 by 2 by solving that particular equation. Similarly, what we should do is the same x value we have to substitute in any one of the equation. For example, here I will substitute in x plus y is equal to 5. So, if I substitute in x plus y is equal to 5, instead of x I am going to write 7 by 2. So, what it becomes? 7 by 2 plus y is equal to 5. So, y is equal to 5 minus 7 by 2. Now, take the LCM, you get here y is equal to 10 minus 7 by 2. Okay. So, 10 minus 7 by 2, when you solve, you will get it as y is equal to 3 by 2. So, here our answer for this particular equation is 7 by 2 as a x value, and y is equal to 3 by 2. Yes friends, what we shall do is we shall solve the same sum using the elimination method. So, what is this elimination method? Elimination means here initially we will be eliminating our any one of the variables, that is we can eliminate our x variable or we can eliminate the y variable. So, what was our question? Our question was x plus y is equal to 5 and x minus y is equal to 2. So, what we'll be doing here means we'll simultaneously we'll take both the equation. So x plus y is equal to 5 and x minus y is equal to 2. So what we do here, plus y and minus y, obviously it get cancelled and we get 2x is equal to 7, then x is equal to 7 by 2. And what the x value you have got, substitute in any one of the equation, you will get the y value. So this is how, using the elimination method, we can also solve this sums based on the space of linear equation. Yes friends, here we are going for the third method, that is nothing but cross multiplication method. So here most of them what happens means they find it difficult to remember about this formula for the cross multiplication method. So here if you know the formula for this cross multiplication method, okay, so we can easily use this method to get the solution for this algebraic equations. Okay, so how to remember about this formula? So here, so I am having a shortcut trick to remember this particular formula for cross multiplication method. So look here, how you will remember means your formula will be like this. So just remember this line, Bisi Bisi Kharabat Anand Bhavan. I am repeating, Bisi Bisi Kharabat Anand Bhavan. How to remember? So look here, x divided by BC, BC means just remember it as, you should write BC, BC. So x divided by BC minus BC equals to y divided by Kharabat, right, CA, CA is equal to 1 divided by Anand Bhavan means AB, right. So AB, AB. So what you have written now, x divided by BC minus BC is equal to y divided by CA, CA is equal to 1 divided by AB, AB. Then what you can do, you can put the numbers 1, 2, that is nothing but B1, C2 minus next one is B2, C1. So you should put the number as 1, 2 minus 2, 1. Similarly for Kharabat, CA, 1, 2 minus 2, 1. Similarly for the last one, 1, 2 minus 2, 1. So this is how you will be remembering the formula for cross multiplication method. So next what we had to do is, after knowing about the formula for cross multiplication method, so you know in the general equation how we took A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, whatever the equation they give you, take that equations that is nothing but A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2 values and substitute in this particular formula. If formula dalli substitute ಮಾಡಿ. As soon as you substitute, okay, so here for example x divided by, you will get some value, and y divided by, you will get some value, is equal to 1 divided by some constant term. Next, to find the x term, what you have to do is, so remember x divided by one term is equal to y divided by one term is equal to 1 divided by one constant term will be there. So take this x first one and the last one, that is nothing but x divided by something is there, you take that for this equation, okay, I will get it as what it as x is equal to we got it as 7 by 2, right. So but same equation you can solve using the cross multiplication method. If you equate the last two values, you will get x is equal to 7 by 2. Again you can do the same thing for y by something is there. So y by something is equal to 1 by constant term will be there. So then there what you can do, you can cross multiply and you can get the y value as 3 by 2. As friends, as we have discussed in our chapter map, we had to take few equations which we need to reduce to the linear equation. So we shall move on to the question. So you can find the question here. Your question is like this, okay. So it is 1 by 2x plus 1 by 3y is equal to 2, and one more equation is like this, 1 by 3x plus 1 by 2y is equal to 13 by 6. So we can clearly find here our x and y, that is nothing but the variables which we need to find are in the denominator. Since they are in the denominator, we cannot solve them so easily. So we need to reduce them to the pace of linear equation. How to reduce them to the pace of linear equation? The thing is, consider here 1 by x is equal to p and 1 by y is equal to q. So here what the values here you are having, 1 by x is equal to p and 1 by y is equal to q, substitute in your given equations. So your equations become like this: p by 2 plus q by 3 is equal to 2. Again your another equation becomes p by 3 plus q by 2 is equal to 13 by 6. Now what we need to do here is we should take the LCM and we have to solve for the both the equations. After taking the LCM, we get the equations like this: 3p plus 2q is equal to 2, and our another equations becomes, okay, so that is nothing but 2p plus 3q is equal to 13. So here our two equations are 2p plus 3q is equal to 12 and 3p plus 2q is equal to 13. Now what we need to do is we have to solve these two equations using the elimination method. Yes, after solving them using the elimination method, we get here p and q value. So p value we get it as 2 and the q value we get it as 3. But the thing is here we don't want the p and q value. So what we need to do is here we have to find the x and y value. How to find the x and y value? What was the p there? Initially we consider 1 by x is equal to p. Substitute that 1 by x is equal to p. So p is nothing but 2. So what will be your equation? 1 by x is equal to 2. Take the reciprocal, we will get x is equal to 1 by 2. Similarly, consider for the y, we got q value is equal to 3, q is nothing but 1 by y. So 1 by y is equal to 3. Now take the reciprocal, you get y is equal to 1 by 3. So here our x and y values are x is equal to 1 by 2 and y is equal to 1 by 3. Yes friends, we shall move ahead with the statement sum of this pace of linear equations. Our first statement sum is like this. Okay, it is about Ritu can go downstream 20 km in 2 hours and upstream 4 km in 2 hours. We need to find the speed of the stream, that is nothing but the current, and also we need to find the speed of the boat in the still water. So here this sort of questions you should be very careful here. Okay, before going to solve the equations, just observe the figure here. So whenever the boat is going downstream, you need to add the speed of the boat and the speed of the stream. The thing is, whenever the boat, when it is going in the downstream, both the speed has to be added, speed of the boat and speed of the stream. But whenever the boat is going in the upstream, what happens means you have to subtract stream speed from the boat speed. That is nothing but here boat speed minus stream speed will be your speed when the boat is going in the upstream. Now, so here what we shall do is we shall consider the speed of the boat in the still water as x and the speed of the current as y, or the speed of the stream as y. So from our primary classes we have learnt the formula for speed. What's the formula for speed? Speed is nothing but distance by time. So just making a small changes in this formula, we can get distance by speed is equal to time. So what was the question here? Ritu is going 20 km downstream, right, in 2 hours. So distance is 20 km, time is nothing but 2 hours. So here distance by speed is equal to time is there. So distance you can write it as 20, divided by x plus y. So why you are taking x plus y here means because the boat is going in the downstream. Downstream means you should add the boat speed plus stream speed. So it is 20 divided by x plus y will be equal to 2. Now cross multiply, you get 2x plus 2y is equal to 20. Similarly, when the boat goes in the upstream, so what happens here in the upstream, the speed of the boat will be x minus y. That is nothing but speed of the boat minus speed of the stream. So what happens here? We need to write the equation. So here what's our formula? Distance by speed is equal to time. What is the distance covered in the upstream? According to the question, it is 4 kilometer. So 4 divided by x minus y is equal to 2. If you cross multiply, you get 2x minus 2y is equal to 4. So here we are having two equations. 2x plus 2y is equal to nothing but there we cross multiplied and we got an equation, and here also, here in the downstream also we have got another equations. By solving these two equations, we get the answer, that is nothing but by using the elimination method we get the answer for x and y. So here, so what the value you get for x will be the speed of the boat in the still water. What the value you get for y is nothing but the speed of the stream. So we are going for our next question. So our next question is like this. A fraction becomes 1 by 3 when we subtract 1 from the numerator, and the same fraction becomes 1 by 4 when we add 8 to the denominator. So our question is, we need to find the fraction. So how to find the fraction here? So what we shall do is, we shall consider, let the fraction be x by y. So here x is our numerator and y is our denominator. So our fraction is x by y. Now, so according to our question, if I have to subtract 1 from the numerator, our fraction becomes 1 by 3. So I can write it as x minus 1 divided by y is equal to 1 by 3. Now cross multiply, you will get 3x minus 3 is equal to y. Let x and y be on the same side, you will get it as 3x minus y is equal to 3. So this is your first equation. Similarly, next what we need to do is, we need to write the another equation. So one more information what they had given is, when we add 8 to the denominator, we get it as 1 by 4. So what happens here? Our equation will be like this: x divided by y plus 8 is equal to 1 by 4. Now we shall cross multiply this. What we get here is nothing but 4x is equal to y plus 8. Send y to the left hand side, we get 4x minus y is equal to 8. Now you need to solve these two equations using the elimination method. It is not compulsory, you should use the elimination method itself. You can use substitution, you can use the cross multiplication also, but elimination becomes very simple, and here we get the answer as x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. So here our fraction is 5 by 12, because here we had considered x by y as our fraction. So x was the numerator, y was the denominator. The same thing we did here. We found the x and y value. X value we got it as 5, y value as 12. So here our required fraction is 5 by 12. So what you need to do in this particular type of summons, so please read the question carefully. So whatever the data they have given, so they had asked us to subtract 1 from the numerator. We subtracted, we cross multiplied, and we got the equation. And they had asked us to add 8 to the denominator. What we did? We added 8 to the denominator and we cross multiplied, we got another equation. So those equation solve using elimination, substitution or cross multiplication, but elimination becomes very simple. For that reason, solve them using the elimination method. You will get your x and y value, that is nothing but your unknown variables. So the answer for this particular question is nothing but 5 by 12. Yes friends, here we are moving ahead with our third statement sum. So you can observe here the question is like this: 6 years from hence the age of the father will be 3 times the age of the son, and 3 years ago the age of the father will be 9 times the age of the son. Find the age of the father and the son. So here the thing is, here they are telling 6 years from hence means after 6 years. Okay. So apart from the present age, after 6 years the age of the father will be 3 times the age of the son. So we need to make a linear equation using these two statements here. For that reason, what we shall do is, let us consider the age of the father be x, that is the present age of the father be x. Similarly, the present age of the son be y. Okay. So present age of the father is x and the present age of the son is y. So what we need to do here, we have to form a linear equation. So what they are telling, after 6 years the age of the father is 3 times the age of the son. So we can write it as x plus 6 is equal to 3 into y plus 6. So why we are adding 6 on both the side means, because they are telling this, what they are telling, that is nothing about 3 times the age of the son ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So here that will be after 6 years. For that reason x plus 6 is equal to 3 into y plus 6. Okay. Now we can multiply 3 within the bracket and we get the equation, final equation like this: x minus 3y is equal to 12. So in this chapter called as pairs of linear equation, we learnt about different type of graphs. We learnt about what we call it as different algebraic methods to solve the pairs of linear equations. Along with that, we solved few statement sums. Hope the class was interesting. So here we shall conclude our chapter pairs of linear equation.